Welcome back to another episode of Building Sago. It's nice to see you all here today, folks. If you're new here, welcome aboard. My name is Rick, and with my wife Lori, we're building a 31.5-foot diesel trawler in our backyard. Today I'm working on the desktop for Lori's console, or the Admiral's console, on the port side of the main cabin. And this is another piece of cherry furniture, and I'm busily chopping up a very nice piece of cherry and turning it into what hopefully is a very nice piece of furniture.
It's a little noisy in here, folks. Air conditioner's going, fans going. It's like 18 degrees. It's very comfortable, but I like to have the air moving through. It keeps me from overheating. I got this antique joiner. It's a small one. It's old. It's probably 80 years old or more. And it's made in Canada. It's called the Rex Cut. Anyways, it's what I got. I picked it up off a marketplace for like 75 bucks. So I'm going to try and edge some of these boards and glue them together so we can make the top of Lori's little helm console thingy.
For an 80-year-old tool that's sat in this tent in dubious conditions for a number of years, and probably before I got it was stored in a barn or whatever, it works amazingly well and has produced what I think is a pretty good result.
So I've got the dimensions for her top, flipping top of her little console cabinet, whatever you want to call it. I've measured half a dozen times. So you only have to measure twice, but I measured half a dozen. Yeah. I need to glue up boards that are 9.5 inches wide, and these are actually 7.5. So I need to take 2 inches from somewhere, and I think this from about here, it's like 5.5. From there down is pretty good, and from here up it's not too bad either. So I've got 5.5, and I need 4 inches. I only have 2 of these very cheap bar clamps, and boy, they're cheap. They suck. But sometimes you just gotta, use what you got.
I do apologize for the fan noise, but it's pretty much essential. It was pretty warm that day, and you don't want me getting overheated, because then I make boneheaded, stupid mistakes. And this old fan's been with me since the beginning, way back when, shortly after we flipped the hull over. I actually mounted it inside the boat, and it was a godsend, let me tell you. But it's noisy. One day there was a little accident, and my air nozzle went through the fan guard and bent the blades. That's why it rattles and bangs and makes so much noise. But I love my old fan. Now, you didn't honestly think that you were going to get through a whole episode of Building Sago without there being a little bit of sanding involved, so enjoy this little tidbit. There are any number of ways that I could have attached these pieces together, and I decided to use my pin nailer because I had it, but in retrospect it probably wasn't the best choice. Probably should have just clamped these things on, but it worked, it's done. You can't really see them after it's been finished, so in the end it turned out okay. The old finger method of spreading the glue works pretty good. I mean, in a pinch, if you don't have a brush, it works. As long as you remember that you don't do anything silly like digging your ear or digging your nose after you've glued the parts together. And don't ask me how I know that. I have no idea where that came from.
Morning, folks. It's a beautiful day here in Eastern Ontario. It's 21 degrees. That's about 70 Fahrenheit. Light breeze. It's pretty nice. So I'm in here. I'm working on the lid, fold-up lid for Dory's console workstation, whatever you want to call it. And it's virtually identical to the one that I made on my side, and I'll stick a picture up here. And that's what we're trying to achieve. So what I'm doing today is I'm going to put a fiddle on the, I guess this would be the leading edge, so when she rests her laptop on it, it won't slide off. And I may put one on the side, because I tried something new. I didn't know how it was going to work. I used my pin nailer to attach the sides, and the fiddle that I'm making, for the leading edge will cover those, but nothing on the side. If I put one on the side, she wants to use a mouse, so she could have her laptop and her mouse here, kind of thing, and that might work. So I've got another piece of wood that I'm gonna chop up to put on that side, and that's what I'm doing. So what I'm doing on the fiddles is I'm just easing the edges, rounding them over roughly right now, and I'll refine those later. And
If you've enjoyed following our journey and would like to help us keep our project and these videos rolling, please consider buying us a coffee via the link in the pinned comment below. Every bit of support helps us stay afloat, literally and figuratively. Thank you ever so much. The deep red cherry stain adds a bit of elegance to what is some pretty rough carpentry. I mean, this is not a piece of furniture that you would probably want in your house. It's not produced by a craftsman with many years of experience. This is only my second attempt at something like this. But it's a little bit rustic, it's a little bit crude, it's a little bit primitive, but we're working in primitive conditions with basic home gamer tools, and I think the results that I've been able to produce are not too bad. So in this last segment coming up, Lori's going to step in and put the varathane finish on the desktop to her helm console, and I'm really glad she's back on her feet and back working on some of this stuff. I know she enjoys it too, so just listen to some of the banter that goes on between us, and she'll take us all the way through to the end of this video. Thank you again from Lori and I for looking in. We really appreciate you giving us some of your precious time every week to come and watch our videos. So until the next time, cheers everybody.
The bubbles are gone.
Yeah, I didn't stir it as vigorously this morning because I did yesterday. So.
Yesterday's turned out okay?
Yeah. Nobody's gonna see that part underneath anyways, but this part is the showpiece.
Okay, so I've done the outside edges.
That's all you have to do on that one.
Same with this, right? I don't have to do...
No, yeah, because you already did around here, so just got to basically do the inside.
Easy peasy.
Lemon squeezy. Gotta do the inside to these.
I know, dear.
Alright, I'm out of here. Go back for my coffee. It's all here.
That's a good idea.
think those foam brushes just put a lot of bubbles into it.
You always hated it when I painted with foam brushes. But I've liked them all along.
I mean, this stuff self-levels to a certain degree, so streaks really aren't an issue, they'll flatten out. Just goes to show you the advice you get off the internet is exactly what you think.
So do we do the second coat on the other side tonight?
Yeah, we should be able to. I like to put, like on the top side right there, at least 3, maybe 4 coats.
Okay.
'Cause it's going to take most of the use, right? The underside, not so much.
Okay. He's done.
Well, that's it. Just stick them in the water bucket there.